Just want to do a little check-in. That's that scowl that he's talking about. He like to talk about that and nothing else. I wanted to give him the little scowl he always liked. No, I just noticed it though. I'm like, Daddy, we got to talk something about something else because if you listen to my videos, you're gonna you're the one who's mentally ill if you can't figure out real fast why I've been scowling a little bit while y'all do all this and pop them little white pills. Okay, not me. Hey, I don't have much energy. As you can see, I'm barely alive. Barely. I managed to finally reset the networks. I got a little sleep. We're gonna try to regroup here a little bit. I'm tired. So you said, well, what's gonna matter in 10,000 years, Nicky boy? I'm about to show you. Remember this thing here, the Bible? And I'm so exhausted fighting for my life. I went down for the count there for a couple of days. And then no coffee. Oh, no coffee. See, you want to reset that connection with God, that guy that made the universe? I'd go Mormon on him for a few days. That'll help. But you say, well, Nicky boy, if you got 10 minutes before you're heading back to that bed, what you gonna do? Well, I'll give you 3 guesses, and you tell me which one it is. We're gonna sing the Happy Kingdom. That's A. B. We're gonna read Proverbs 31, woman. Or C. We're gonna do both. Yeah. We're gonna read Proverbs 31 because I don't even know if I got that in me, but I'm gonna try because you know what? Wherever she is, if she ain't done and she ain't quit on Nicky boy, she's the most important thing right under God. Not mom, not dad, nobody. Her. And so I'm gonna try to. I was so tired I don't even know if I did it last night, did I? I might not have. I'm gonna sing to her. And if I get any energy, maybe I'll make a couple comments and maybe I'll read. Yeah, that's right. Because I'm behind today now. And normally I'll catch up the next night and I'll double up, have a little double header, start getting into the. Go beyond that, you kind of just got to say, all right, you cut your losses and let's start over. But hey, I've been doing pretty good for a while. Reading that Bible, getting that word, getting that nourishment, that spiritual nourishment. But I mean, I'm pretty exhausted, man. I gave it all I got. So just in case, so half the kingdom, so she still feels loved and knows she's number 2. We don't want her to forget. And I'm pretty sure I'm going right back to sleep. So this is Proverbs 31. Advice to a king. The words of King Lemuel, the prophecy that his mother taught him. What, my son, and what? The son of my womb, and what? The son of my vows. Give not thy strength unto women, nor thy ways to that which destroyeth kings. It is not for kings, O Lemuel, it is not for kings to drink wine, nor for princes strong drink, lest they drink and forget the law and pervert the judgment of any of the afflicted. Give strong drink unto him that is ready to perish, and wine unto those that be of heavy hearts. Let him drink and forget his poverty, and remember his misery no more. Open thy mouth for the dumb and the cause of all such as are appointed to destruction. Open thy mouth, judge righteously, and plead the cause of the poor and needy. All right. So, a good woman who can find a virtuous woman, for her price is far above rubies. The heart of her husband doth safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil. She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life. She seeketh wool and flax, and worketh willingly with her hands. She is like the merchant ships, she bringeth her food from afar. She riseth also while it is yet night, and giveth meat to her household, and a portion to her maidens. She considereth a field, and buyeth it. With the fruit of her hands she planteth a vineyard. She girdeth her loins with strength, and strengtheneth her arms. She perceiveth that her merchandise is good. Her candle goeth not out by night. She layeth her hands to the spindle, and her hands hold the distaff. She stretcheth out her hand to the poor, yea, she reacheth forth her hands to the needy. She is not afraid of the snow for her household, for all her household are clothed with scarlet. She maketh herself coverings of tapestry. Her clothing is silk and purple. Her husband is known in the gates, when he sitteth among the elders of the land. She maketh fine linen, and selleth it, and delivereth girdles unto the merchant. Strength and honor are her clothing, and she shall rejoice in time to come. She openeth her mouth with wisdom, and in her tongue is the law of kindness. She looketh well to the ways of her household, and eateth not the bread of idleness. Her children arise up and call her blessed. her husband also, and he praiseth her. Many daughters have done virtuously, but thou excellest them all. I said, many daughters have done virtuously, but thou excellest them all. One more time. Many daughters have done virtuously, but thou excellest them all. Favor is deceitful, and beauty is vain, but a woman that feareth the Lord, she shall be praised. Give her of the fruit of her hands, and let her own works praise her in the gate. Many daughters have done virtuously, but thou excellest them all. Many daughters have done virtuously, but thou excellest them all. Many daughters have done virtuously, but thou excellest them all. Many daughters have done virtuously, but thou excellest them all. Many daughters have done virtuously, but thou excellest them all. Many daughters have done virtuously, but thou excellest them all. Many daughters have done virtuously, but thou excellest them all. You know, I gotta talk quick because I tell you, sometimes you read the Bible and it really does feel like spiritual nourishment, and it give you a little boost, but it don't last long. So I'm gonna just for the sake of chasing that, keeping that devil out of here, I'm gonna try to read a little bit from what I didn't last night. So what was I supposed to read? Yesterday was what? February 28th. Old and the new. Okay. So I was supposed to read Numbers 15 and 16. So I'll try to get to that, and that way I'm still only behind one day tomorrow. Well, no, wait, I didn't even read the New Testament, but I can catch up on that in the morning and go back, I guess. So I'll try, since it's evening, I'll just go ahead and write it. It said, Numbers 15, laws about offerings. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, When ye be come into the land of your habitations, which I give unto you, and will make an offering by fire unto the Lord, a burnt offering, or a sacrifice, in performing a vow, or in a free will offering, or in your solemn feasts, to make a sweet savour unto the Lord of the herd or of the flock. Then shall he that offereth his offering unto the Lord bring a meat offering of a tenth deal of flour mingled with the fourth part of an hin of oil, and the fourth part of an hin of wine for a drink offering. Shalt thou prepare with the burnt offering or sacrifice for one lamb, or for a ram thou shalt prepare for a meat offering 2/10 deals of flour mingled with the third part of an hin of oil. And for a drink offering thou shalt offer the third part of an hin of wine for a sweet savour unto the Lord. And when thou preparest a bullock for a burnt offering, or for a sacrifice in performing a vow, or peace offerings unto the Lord, then shall he bring with a bullock a meat offering of 3/10 deals of flour mingled with an half an hin of oil. And thou shalt bring for a drink offering half an hin of wine, for an offering made by fire of a sweet savour unto the Lord. Thus shall it be done for one bullock, or for one ram, or for a lamb, or a kid, according to the number that ye shall prepare, so shall ye do to every one according to their number. All that are born of the country shall do these things after this manner, an offering made by fire of a sweet savour unto the Lord. And if a stranger sojourn with you, or whosoever he among you in your generations, and will offer an offering made by fire of a sweet savour unto the Lord, as ye do, so he shall do. Be right back. Well, actually, I'm just gonna get something to drink here again. Remember, I said you're not gonna find. Don't come over here looking. You want to have a little Bible study? We can try that first. But this is all I got around here. Okay, I can give you a Gatorade. I got some of that. And I got a Coke Zero. You can maybe try one of them. I've got water. I've got the bottled water, because of all the baby parts and stuff they're putting in the, Summer and Truth Speaker from Lamb of God and all them administrated Christian people running everything. Won't let you talk about homosexuality, but you better look out for the baby parts in that vaccination they're trying to push on you now. Okay, be real careful. And so since remember I can't figure out Excel in 3 days, but I'm thinking they might be shoving that fluoride. Is that why they say that might be why we're getting? I try to be careful. They say they're amping up that fluoride down at the treatment center there. So I'd be a little careful with that tap water. I'd get out a little test kit or something before you get into that. But so I got some bottled water I can give you. Other than that, you ain't gonna find a whole lot here. So, so I'm in Numbers 15 here, Numbers 15, verse 15, eh? One ordinance shall be both for you of the congregation, and also for the stranger that sojourneth with you, an ordinance forever in your generations. As ye are, so shall the stranger be before the Lord. One law and one manner shall be for you, and for the stranger that sojourneth with you. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, When ye come into the land whither I bring you, then it shall be that when ye eat of the bread of the land, ye shall offer up an heave offering unto the Lord. Ye shall offer up a cake of the first of your dough for an heave offering, as ye do the heave offering of the threshing floor, so shall ye heave it. I'm guessing that's like kneading it, or you play with it or something. You knead it, you heave it or something. Of the first of your dough ye shall give unto the Lord an heave offering, maybe not, in your generations. And if ye have erred and not observed all these commandments which the Lord hath spoken unto Moses, even all that the Lord hath commanded you by the hand of Moses, from the day that the Lord commanded Moses, and henceforward among your generations, then it shall be, if aught be committed by ignorance without the knowledge of the congregation, that all the congregation shall offer one young bullock or a burnt offering for a sweet savour unto the Lord, with his meat offering and his drink offering according to the manner, and one kid of the goats for a sin offering. And the priest shall make an atonement for all the congregation of the children of Israel, and it shall be forgiven them, for it is ignorance, and they shall bring their offering, a sacrifice made by fire unto the Lord, and their sin offering before the Lord for their ignorance, and it shall be forgiven all the congregation of the children of Israel, and the stranger that sojourneth among them, seeing all the people were in ignorance. And if any soul sin through ignorance, then he shall bring a she-goat of the first year for a sin offering, and the priest shall make an atonement for the soul that sinneth ignorantly. Now that's kind of an interesting story. I'll write that that'll be a talking point sometime. Ignorant sin. Are we talking about acts? Because if anything, I've got, this fetish I've got, you better hide your pens from me. Oh, you think Dennis Prager likes fountain pens and he's got a thing for pens? You better hide them when I come around, because I'm just giving you fair warning. They might go missing. No, I'm just kidding. So are you talking like I accidentally, I use a pen at the bank and then I that's a sin because it wasn't mine technically. And then you're like, so that's ignorant sin. And I'm thinking, they got to bring a turtle dove in for all that. And then, well, according to some of these messianics and stuff, yeah. That's why I started thinking, I'm right here somewhere, right down. When he sit, so ignorant sin. I got a story about that too. I got a lot of stories. They're all true. Everyone. I don't like to lie, because if I lie, then I got to cover up my stories. If I tell the truth, I don't really have to remember anything, because I don't have to remember my lies, and it's just stuff that happened, When he sinneth by ignorance before the Lord, to make an atonement for him, and it shall be forgiven him. Ye shall have one law for him that sinneth through ignorance, both for him that is born among the children of Israel, and for the stranger that sojourneth among them. But the soul that doeth aught presumptuously, whether he be born in the land or a stranger, the same reproacheth the Lord, and that soul shall be cut off from among his people. Because he hath despised the word of the Lord, and hath broken his commandment, that soul shall utterly be cut off. His iniquity shall be upon him. So, if you're ever sitting around and you're wondering, where did my pen go? I swear, I probably got it. I mean, if you ask me for it back, I probably accidentally took it. I'm just kidding. I didn't take your pen. Man. Oh, all right. I think I can finish this. Verse 32 of Numbers 15. A Sabbath breaker is punished. It's pretty interesting to read how they used to live before that Jewish guy Jesus. The rabbi, or all the white supremacists, and all of us, we most of them worship. I say, well, okay, if he's God, son of God, J Dubs won't say he's God, and them people that are for sure that there's baby parts in the vaccine. You got if they won't let you in unless you say Jesus is God. Uh, and so that guy that the Jews won't talk about or won't accept that we say is our savior that died on the stick, or two sticks, like one like that there, and like they say, okay, well, uh, it's pretty interesting to see how they used to live, though, eh? Because remember, Christianity came from this here, the Jewish guy, the one they everybody hates now, even the Jews. And even the Jews hate the guy that's supposed to save us too. It's kind of a mess. A Sabbath breaker is punished. And while the children of Israel were in the wilderness, they found a man that gathered sticks. Oh, look at that. When it's that way, you get must. I don't even remember that word. I came up that with that sticks on my own. I'll probably go back to bed. We'll see how much we got. Thank God, see, that Sabbath there. Oh boy, can you imagine if I'd have kept trying to go? Oh Lord, see, the Sabbath was made for man that day, and apparently I needed to extend it a day or a couple days, a full day. I had to go too. It's supposed to be that thing called the weekend, where most of the people are out doing this here. Nah, man, I was sleeping. Like, hey, Monday morning, I'll be ready to go. We're gonna see what's happening. I don't know about that Excel there, but we'll get going somewhere. They found a man that gathered sticks upon the Sabbath day, and they that found him gathering sticks brought him unto Moses and Aaron, and unto all the congregation, and they put him in ward, because it was not declared what should be done to him. Oh, I don't know if I can finish. And the Lord said unto Moses, the man shall be surely put to death. All the congregation shall stone him with stones without the camp. Stones, man. Can you imagine being stoned to death? I mean, at least they moved it up with they just shoot you with the SWAT team and try to make it quick. Imagine getting stoned. But I guarantee it, the problem is most of them on the SWAT team too now, they're like, oh, you got that Bible and you're talking about homosexuality too? Oh, can I be the one to shoot him? I do. Wait, you need a volunteer? I'll do it. Yeah. Yep. Same kind of guys that are kind of like, hey, Matthew, you want to be on the SWAT team one day too, don't you, buddy? What do you think, Matthew? Can we agree that that's a weapon? Matthew's like, I want to be on the SWAT team, but first I need to know what kind of kosher pig I can get. And the Lord said unto Moses, the man shall be surely put to death. All the congregation shall stone him with stones without the camp. And all the congregation brought him without the camp and stoned him with stones, and he died, as the Lord commanded Moses. Oh, maybe I just go read one chapter today. fringes of their garments. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments throughout their generations. Them fringes, those are them tassel white things that it make you think that they're really poor and they can't afford a new shirt and like the thing started unraveling on this side and then over here on that side and they let it keep hanging down there. Bro, that's your Orthodox. That's your seventh beggar who says people are perverted, but yet lets people like what's that one guy? Servetus. And what's his newest nickname? I'd have to think about it. Yeah, Servetus. They finally made pictures of this. Hey, I don't know. The guy, hey, I'll report, you decide. Okay. I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. He's a little feminine. I don't know if he had a sex change or not, but that's what they say. And yet you got a seventh beggar, allegedly a Orthodox Jew, ultra Orthodox Jew, is saying there's nothing, we don't care about that. At least here online on Pal Talk, nobody talks about, we don't worry about if people are homosexual anymore. That's normal. And I'm thinking, huh, okay, sure, buddy. That sounds like butter knives and bow and arrows to me. And that they put upon the fringe of the borders a ribbon of blue. Yeah, sort of like blue and white. Oh, yeah. Oh, and can I say, blue lives matter too. But there's a reason we've gotten here, boys. See? There's a reason why we're here and here. You see, when you do too much of this here, you get this here no matter how special you think he is. You see? Mm-hmm. Especially when you ain't even in here no more. Oh, they're like, oh yeah, remember them guys on the boat? Yeah, they're like, So they're like, you can't do that no more, man. But blue lives matter too. They do. I always said like try to send them all home, and you'd be like 1 week. 1 week you'd be like you'd be begging them, like right. So it's I guess I don't know. Maybe we need to start over. Maybe we could. Maybe we can just read. We got the whole thing. Like Never Again wants to do. It's gonna be tough. Uh, I don't know. Yeah, I can't get into that tonight. And that they put, and it shall be upon you for a fringe, that ye may look upon it and remember all the commandments of the Lord and do them, and that ye see. Remember, I ain't had no coffee either, so I'm real slow now. It's good for the mind, I think, to clear that out. You know it too. It's like you're gonna be your own best advocate with your body. Your body, you're gonna know your own body. The great doctors, they can help get you going in the right direction, and they can give you a little medicine here and there and say, hey, but they're doing that with 5,000 people. Okay. And we're all a little unique, so listen to your body. Pretty simple. And it shall be unto you for a fringe, that ye may look upon it, and remember all the commandments of the Lord, and do them, and that ye seek not after your own heart. Your own heart. Here's the scary one, folks. This is the one here that even in the New Testament, I'll come upon it and I'll talk about it, but it says that even our heart can deceive us. Not only can the very elect, God's chosen, be deceived according to the New Testament, but your heart. And I'm thinking, if you can't trust your heart, what can you trust? I mean, obviously God, but if I can't use God and interpret through God with my heart of any organ I've got, because that lower abdominal area, yeah, what do they say? Well, yeah, you don't want to trust that, right? So you got your heart, right? And you're saying, oh God, yeah, that's called lust most of the time, unless you got the heart involved. But God is saying, look, even your heart can be deceived. And I'm thinking, whoa, I mean, how, my mind, my heart, God, the Bible. What do I got left here? Whoa. Yeah, you'll see it. Read it in the New Testament there. Your own heart can deceive. How am I supposed to know who half the kingdom is then? Because God don't speak to me. Remember that thing? Don't ever try to get me up in that rubber room. Think because he said, "Oh God, no dreams and visions." Okay, but if I don't feel her in my heart, I mean, if that can be deceived, I mean, whoa, I mean, and then the very elect can be. Where are we at? I'm going. I need the preacher woman to explain this now. That ye may remember and do all my commandments and be holy unto your God. I am the Lord your God, which brought you out of the land of Egypt to be your God. I am the Lord your God. Chapter 16 of Numbers. This is Korah's rebellion. No, I mean, I thought it said Korah. It says Korah's rebellion. Now Korah, the son of Ishar, the son of Kohath, the son of Levi, and Dathan and Abiram, the sons of Eliab, and On, the son of Peleth, sons of Reuben, a Reuben. What was a Reuben? It was sauerkraut, Thousand Island dressing on pumpernickel bread or something. What was it? It's kind of like it's like a hot pastrami, but you put that dressing on there, I think, and then give it the different bread or something. Give it the Swiss cheese or something. I can't remember. I only made about 5,000 of them too. A Reuben. Oh, you know who the Reuben favorite sandwich was? You remember what's her name? What's her name? She knew the crazy punk from down in Lakeville. What's her name? Oh, she got that pretty name though. I can't think of it. Her grandma ran the snack bar. Oh, that's okay. She don't like me anymore either. I know she moved out towards Rogers with some guy named some guy named Savage, last name Savage. Or he was from Savage or something. I think she married him. She really liked him. He had all the drugs, or the marijuana. What was her name? Pat Greeley. Pat Greeley would come in, and that was her favorite, a Reuben. She'd get that every time. French fries and a Reuben. Yep. I think it was and she owned a bunch of restaurants too. And I think it was a Reuben or a Rachel, one of them. That was one of her. Or Patty Melt? No, it was a Reuben, I think. Reuben took men, and they rose up before Moses with certain of the children of Israel, 250 princes of the assembly, famous in the congregation, men of renown. And they gathered themselves together against Moses and against Aaron, and said unto them, Ye take too much upon you, seeing all the congregation are holy, every one of them, and the Lord is among them. Wherefore then lift ye up yourselves above the congregation of the Lord. And when Moses heard it, he fell upon his face. And he spake unto Korah and unto all his company, saying, Even tomorrow the Lord will shew who are his, and who is holy, and will cause him to come near unto him, even him whom he hath chosen, will he cause to come near unto him. What was her name? Pat Greeley. This is it. Oh, it drives me nuts when I can't remember something. What was her name? Hmm. It's a really unique name, so I can't. And I haven't talked to her for 10 years, almost, or 50, probably 15 years. Ah, well, I'm gonna find it now. Now I gotta find. And see, the problem is you got what's her name? Uh, it was kind of like her. Pat Greeley was. I think she was friends with my. She knew my grandma a little bit because she was into buying restaurants too, and then or something. And then she had a restaurant up north somewhere for a while. Like everybody knew who she was in the restaurant business way back in the day in the beginning. When before they put all the the egg places out of business for all this natural food stuff. Yeah, I don't know what gets more natural than an over easy egg with some dry toast. What's her name? Oh, that's gonna make me nuts now. Oh, I gotta figure. Oh, I'll think of it. Oh, such a unique name. Yeah, she was a uh, cute little one of them. Her granddaughter. Remember I told you that story, didn't I? When I seen her, remember that? This story would be kind of similar. When I used to work at a snack bar at Northwest Records Women Health Club at Moore Lake for many years. I had that job for quite a while. I can't remember. Quite a while. But that was because I got to eat all the Rice Krispie bars, and then I had all that yogurt, the sherbet, all that stuff y'all got now that you put everybody out of business for. I was eating that way before y'all had it. Oh, and I could eat all as much as that as I wanted. Oh yeah, and they paid me. What was her name? Oh yeah, I figured it out. Well, anyways, I find it. She, like most of them, like to do a lot of that. I'm like, nah, I'm kind of done with that. About 20 years ago, like, that's kind of. Let me get some coffee or something. It starts with an A, right? God, what was that name? Oh, yeah, I made about 500 Rubens for Patricia Pat Greeley. Yeah. She got pretty quiet too, and because when I knew her granddaughter later on, she would just sit in that apartment at Brooklyn Park. I think that's where she died. And she liked her cigarettes and her coffee, kind of like my mother, but never drinking. And she didn't like that weed either. But she'd smoke her cigarette and watch. She'd like to just kind of watch her TV. Yeah. I don't know where I was. Even tomorrow the Lord will shew who are his and who is holy, and will cause him to come near unto him, even him whom he hath chosen. Will he cause to come near unto him? This do take you censers, Korah, and all his company, and put fire therein, and put incense in them before the Lord tomorrow. And it shall be that the man whom the Lord doth choose, he shall be holy. Ye take too much upon you, ye sons of Levi. And Moses said unto Korah, Hear, I pray you, ye sons of Levi. Seemeth it but a small thing unto you that the God of Israel hath separated you from the congregation of Israel, to bring you near to himself, to do the service of the tabernacle of the Lord, and to stand before the congregation to minister unto them? And he hath brought thee near to him, and all thy brethren, the sons of Levi, with thee, and seek ye the priesthood also? For which cause both thou and all thy company are gathered together against the Lord. And what is Aaron, that ye murmur against him? And Moses sent to call Dathan and Abiram, the sons of Eliab, which said, We will not come up. Is it a small thing that thou hast brought us up out of the land that floweth with milk and honey, to kill us in the wilderness, except thou make thyself altogether a prince over us? Moreover, thou hast not brought us into a land that floweth with milk and honey, or given us inheritance of fields and vineyards. Wilt thou put out the eyes of these men,
We will not come up. Remember how I tell you? Everything's connected, folks. Everything. Somehow. So, Pat Greeley's granddaughter somehow is down in Lakeville. Not sure how she ended up down there. I don't know why. She knew some people. She was kind of, I don't know, she'd move around. I know her mom died or something and that early on from drugs, I think. And so, or alcohol. So she was raised by her grandmother. And so I knew her as a little girl. Remember, don't shoot me now. She would come in the snack bar and I used to look at her and she'd get in my way. I'd be like making Rice Krispie bars and she'd be wanting to talk to me. And I'd be like, hey, do you see how tall I am? And you're like that tall, like kind of leave me alone thing. You're kind of cute. And your grandma gave me a job and I know her from the restaurant. And so, yeah, I know you. And but by the way, when I get about 18, I'm going to be half the kingdom. So you better be nice to me. Yeah, I didn't know about that then either. Yeah, that kind of thing. And Moses was very wroth and said unto the Lord, respect not thou their offering. I have not taken one ass from them, neither have I hurt one of them. See, kids, if you want to use the word ass, that's about the only cuss word. I mean, you're really, really pissed off. Like, that's the only one you can really get away with, because you just tell them, hey, it's ass, it's a donkey, it's in the Bible, and the devil made me say it. And so, right there, that's your get out of jail free card right there, kids. Would only do that like in the worst scenario, like you are really, really mad. All them other ones you can't say. I'll read it for you again. So you're in Numbers 16, verse 15. I have not taken one ass from them, neither have I hurt one of them. And Moses said unto Korah, be thou and all thy company before the Lord, thou and they and Aaron, and tomorrow and take every man his censer, and put incense in them, and bring ye before the Lord every man his censer, 250 censers, thou also, and Aaron, each of you his censer. And they took every man his censer. And oh yeah, I gotta address that because of Bobby. And they took every man his censer and put fire in them. And now Bobby is all of a sudden up here working in Forest Lake, putting swimming pools in or something. And then all he does is he drives up to the casino at Mille Lacs Lake Hinckley, and then usually he ends up in the ditch. About that one, I don't know what that one was about. Apparently he was in the ditch and called Melissa. And he got out of that one somehow. But then he broke in another house for the 500th time, probably like this guy right here that was playing his music earlier for about 5 minutes. And I was about ready to call the cops. No, I was going to have somebody else do it. Because it's Sunday and he's over visiting his drunk mom. But it was only for 5 minutes. Yeah, kind of like that guy, but has a job too, probably. So he goes up there, and as soon as he gets in trouble, runs out of money. He's been tweaked out on meth for a week. Then he calls Ho, but Alice is dead now, so you can't call him. And Steve's getting up there, and he wants to just play with his tomatoes and have peace. Probably has a beer once in a while. Yeah, he's like, yeah, okay, my first They killed my first one. The SWAT team came in and killed Matthew, my firstborn. His wife's dead. Get this. You want to know, this surprised me. Steve Huber, okay, Mr. Tough Guy, Bobby, who says I abuse cats, who goes to prison all the time. And the only reason Anthony Edward Ho, I know him, is through Alice and them, because down in Lakeville, apparently there was, I don't know, somehow the drugs. He's connected to Melissa. Somehow Pat Greeley gave me it down. Her granddaughter's down in Lakeville, but all her family's up in somewhere up this way. So I never could figure that out. She had all these friends, went to school. She knows Bobby and her friends. They weren't real close, but they enough to know that I abuse cats or something. Sure. And so he started that story with Charlie in prison. Yeah. So they're all connected somehow. Everybody. So I guess it just goes back to what the Princess Bride said was what? Her dad died way too early in a car accident from Indiana University. Her mom's like, she said what to you? She didn't have the pharmakia. She said you can pick your nose, you can pick your friends, but you can't pick your friend's nose. All right, this is making a little more sense now. Okay. Making a little more sense to Turtle Nick. Starts with an A. And not only did Bobby have the audacity to go in, and I don't trust the guy no more now after he said that about me. I tried to feel sorry for him, but there's just when somebody's been on drugs for so long and they haven't slept, I mean they're just a total liability. They're dangerous. And I think everybody can relate. It's not the funnest but I have some too. And so if we got to put it on the court and figure out who the lost cause is, especially me being the firstborn, and I like to live and I don't do those drugs, I guess we'll just talk about it all. I'm willing to put out a couple things that if I have to, in order to live and survive. If I got to talk about a couple things I'm not proud of, I'll do it. But I'm not going to let people talk smack about me. I'm not going to let a guy walk who's stupid enough. I don't care if your mom's dying or not. You walk into, like I said, the only place that's got more audio surveillance than my house, Fort Knox, and the only place where it's got more audio surveillance and video surveillance, James Bond type, then the Minneapolis-St. Paul Airport is going to be a ICU hospital bed unit. Pretty sure. I'm close. I'm in the ballpark. Okay. If you're going to come in and you're stupid enough to say, I'm going to kill, if Ho don't get me out of this one, I got to go back and do like 18 months. And I'm going to kill. Yep. You already know. Remember Leslie? Who she's going to call, one of them guys. No, I mean the N-word. And you're going to kill a cop. Okay. At Unity Hospital, I'm sure they can pull it. Probably find it. Should really want to or need to. But I'm the one who abuses cats, right? Because somehow Ashton? What's her name? Afton. There we go. Afton Alps. Afton. Gosh, I knew it would come to me. Afton Greeley, right? Such a unique name. I mean, anybody ever? I'm thinking maybe she got named after Afton Alps or something. But Yeah, so Afton no, and then Afton started telling me some, like, this Bobby runs his mouth. He's a 25-time felon, and Ho likes him. That's what I can't figure out. All right, trust me. If you got 25 felonies, there's a good reason. It ain't just because you break in houses. I'm thinking you probably like to abuse cats too, and you're up here and you're not real nice to me, anyways. Uh, I tried to talk, but you're dangerous. And now this is happening to me, so I just got to tell everybody's story. That's fine. You can do that. Because I think part of what we're seeing, you're always going to have your Shannons who are probably pretty straight laced. They went into law enforcement, and so they get their jollies off having jelly dripping down their face, trying to catch a guy like me and who's never had a felony, but for some reason she's got a bone to pick. She wants me to have one. She wants to ship me down to for any reason she can, even when she knows I'm not guilty. Just because she's pissed off because she can't believe I'm the first guy that never left this house in Washington County when he wasn't supposed to. And well, she had to sit out there for 2 years waiting for it. And she ships me down to Olmsted County. You're going to have those. But then you're going to have the Bible says society is going to wax worse and worse. So guys like me are actually going to be more normal than a lot of people. You're always going to have your straight lace. You're going to have your goody two shoes. You're going to have your good girls. You're going to have your good kids that just sure, you're going to have that. But even all these people in society are going to wax worse and worse. They're people too. They like this and they like the drugs too, but I don't. So a lot of times people are just people, and I guess I don't know. Maybe I just wasn't good at networking. Only child, little annoying, little antsy, didn't make a lot of friends. But now it all kind of caught up to me, so I'll just go ahead and tell you the whole story. I'll report. Y'all decide if I had to be stoned to death or not. Should I really have an attorney that won't return my call or won't send me my paperwork or he likes my cousin though? I guess it's a good revenue stream. It's more better revenue stream, and he figures, hey, this Nick, he ain't getting in much trouble anyways. Well, we're trying to get everybody on bow and arrows and butter knives anyways, and I don't have the time to figure his story out completely, and he's already pissed me off a little bit. He's kind of annoying. Never really liked him, and now he's wondering why I don't tell him information and all. I mean, he just asking too many questions, right? I don't know, but I don't think I deserve it. And then the strange thing is, it's kind of like this. Well, good luck, because that polar you made across. Not only does he know all the task force and all them and everybody and all the judges in this small county going back 150 years, he knows all the lawyers too. So good luck finding one of them to help you, Nicky boy. And Moses said unto Korah, be thou and all thy company before the Lord, thou and they and Aaron tomorrow, and take every man his censer and put incense in them, and bring ye before the Lord every man his censer, 250 censers, thou also and Aaron, each of you his censer. And they took every man his censer, and put fire in them, and laid incense thereon, and stood in the door of the tabernacle of the congregation with Moses and Aaron. And Korah gathered all the congregation against them unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, and the glory of the Lord appeared unto all the congregation. And the Lord spake unto Moses and unto Aaron, saying, Separate yourselves from among this congregation, that I may consume them in a moment. And they fell upon their faces and said, O God, the God of the spirits of all flesh, shall one man sin, and wilt thou be wroth with all the congregation? And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the congregation, saying, Get you up from about the tabernacle of Korah, Dathan, and Abiram. And Moses rose up and went unto Dathan and Abiram, and the elders of Israel followed him. And he spake unto the congregation, saying, Depart, I pray you, from the tents of these wicked men, and touch nothing of theirs, lest ye be consumed in all their sins. So they gat up from the tabernacle of Korah, Dathan, and Abiram on every side, and Dathan and Abiram came out and stood in the door of their tents, and their wives and their sons and their little children. And Moses said, Hereby ye shall know that the Lord hath sent me to do all these works, for I have not done them of mine own mind. If these men die the common death of all men, or if they be visited after the visitation of all men, then the Lord hath not sent me. But if the Lord make a new thing, and the earth open her mouth, and swallow them up with all that appertain unto them, and they go down quick into the pit, then ye shall understand that these men have provoked the Lord. And it came to pass, as he had made an end of speaking all these words, that the ground clave asunder that was under them, and the earth opened her mouth and swallowed them up in their houses, and all the men that appertained unto Korah, and all their goods. They and all that appertained to them went down alive into the pit, and the earth closed upon them, and they perished from among the congregation, and all Israel that were round about them fled at the cry of them, for they said, Lest the earth swallow us up also. And there came out a fire from the Lord and consumed the 250 men that offered incense. And the Lord, yeah. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto Eleazar the son of Aaron the priest, that he take up the censers out of the burning, and scatter thou the fire yonder, for they are hallowed. The censers of these sinners against their own souls, let them make them broad plates for a covering of the altar, for they offered them before the Lord. Therefore they are hallowed, and they shall be a sign unto the children of Israel. And Eleazar the priest took the brazen censers wherewith they that were burnt had offered, and they were made broad plates for a covering of the altar, to be a memorial unto the children of Israel, that no stranger which is not of the seed of Aaron, the seed. Oh gosh, don't say that around Joshua Van, or he'll get. If you say that word seed around Joshua Van from ChristianChat.com, he's going to get about as excited as old Dudley when the crappies are about to start biting it. And if you get him really going, oh, he might start talking about them creepy black gloves. Come near to the offer incense before the Lord, whoever that guy is, that he Wandenalu, yeah. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Oh, what a weirdo. To be a memorial unto the children of Israel, that no stranger, which is not of the seed of Aaron, come near to offer incense before the Lord, that he be not as Korah and as his company, as the Lord said to him by the hand of Moses. Others complain and die. But on the morrow, all the congregation of the children of Israel murmured against Moses and against Aaron, saying, Ye have killed the people of the Lord. And it came to pass, when the congregation was gathered against Moses and against Aaron, that they looked toward the tabernacle of the congregation. I just noticed that some typesetting error, I think, unless it's weird because normally there's a number in there. There's a space. There's a significant space in the word congregation, and there's no linking cross-reference of any sort, unless I wore it off, which is possible. This is pretty. I've had this for many years, but normally I can't. Toward the tabernacle of the congregation, and behold, the cloud covered it, and the glory of the Lord appeared, and Moses and Aaron came before the tabernacle of the congregation. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Get you up from among this congregation, that I may consume them as in a moment. And they fell upon their faces. And Moses said unto Aaron, Take a censer, and put fire therein from off the altar, and put on incense, and go quickly unto the congregation, and make an atonement for them, for there is wrath gone out from the Lord, the plague is begun. And Aaron took as Moses commanded, and ran into the midst of the congregation, and behold, the plague was begun among the people, and he put on incense, and made an atonement for the people, and he stood between the dead and the living, and the plague was stayed. That's pretty much what you. Wait a minute. Yeah, that's a good thing. Like if they want to shoot you, and then the judge says, "I'm going to stay that for a while." Yeah, you want to hear that. Now they that died in the plague were 14,700, beside them that died about the matter of Korah. And Aaron returned unto Moses unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, and the plague was stayed. So, now I'm on. We'll see. It's well 7. See, I don't know. Maybe I feel okay, and I don't feel quite. I don't have any coffee going, but maybe tomorrow. We'll see. Because I'm gonna put some effort into something here. Yeah. Let's see. Here's the real. We're about to find out the real. Oh goodness. Oh, maybe God is gonna do something here. All right. So, anyways, well, maybe I guess I could keep. Maybe I'll just keep reading because looks like I might have. I got to try to get this Excel thing done. So I don't want to have any extra. So I'm just going to be quiet.
and just read if you don't mind. Is that okay?
What is that smell? Do you guys smell them cigarettes? Huh? I almost smell a cigarette. It could be dog poopy from the dog box. Like remember now you have to offer a disclaimer because remember if you go out to Leslie and Mark's, there's dog poop and pee. Well, there used to be. They don't have many dogs, but they used to the dogs would go everywhere on the tile, pretty much everywhere. So yeah, you would smell dog poopy quite often. And so it could be that. But I've got a dog box because I'm actually sanitary, and I'm like, hey doggies, can you go in that little box for me, please? I'll be really, really nice to you. That's all I'm asking. And they're like, yeah, most of the time. If you change that little white pad there that costs about $2 a piece, if you change that about 3 times a day for us, yeah, we'll go in there. All right, so I'm going to just finish Numbers 18. The priests and Levites' duties. And the Lord said unto Aaron, thou and thy sons and thy father's house with thee shall bear the iniquity of the sanctuary, and thou and thy sons with thee shall bear the iniquity of your priesthood. And thy brethren also of the tribe of Levi, the tribe of thy father, bring thou with thee, that they may be joined unto thee, and minister unto thee, but thou and thy sons with thee shall minister before the tabernacle of witness. And they shall keep thy charge of all, in the charge of all the tabernacle. Only they, yeah, I got so excited. I said what? 7 p.m. So 6 p.m. to 6 to 9 Monday, Tuesday. Seven to 10 and 8:15 to 11:15. He's gonna be like, I wasn't kind of thinking this much. We can go that long. Okay. Cool. Maybe not that much. Or but they just can. I heard you. Okay, I'm in a better mood now. Can I have a hug, sweetheart? I'm in a better mood now. We got help. Can I have a hug from you? Can I have a hug from you? Maybe it'll be okay, but I don't like to scream. I don't like to scream. It's okay, girl. Hey, no, hey, what do you need? You want me to rub your tummy too? You want me to tell me how you love? You settle down. Easy, girl. No, it's okay. It's okay, girl. No, no, you don't have to want this. I know you're trying to be a good guy. I know. I'm telling you, we're okay. We're okay. I'll tell you when you're going to work. You don't have to worry about it. You're just doing your job. I know. It's okay. All right. And so it gets interesting for me though, because like this Charlie apparently up on Lake Mille Lacs, which because I never met any as a kid. I mean, I up on Lake Mille Lacs with, excuse me, Marvin the Martian. Uh, he says, "I swear I've heard that guy's voice." I swear that Marvin the Martian's voice. He has this spitting image voice of one, because you know what a nerd I am. Okay, so instead of playing video games, when I used to do this, I used to remember I used to sit around and listen to the preacher woman. What was her name? Huh? And then I would like turn on C-SPAN or like one of those and watch like the government. I'd like watch them I'd watch them pass bills and interview like the lawmakers, and I like to do that instead of like play Super Mario Brothers. Okay, and so I swear Marvin the Martian has this voice that I've heard, and I don't forget about this. Like that guy Riccavina, the Finnish guy from up in he's that guy. You don't forget that guy's voice. I swear this Marvin the Martian, but he don't seem that smart though. But he has a similar voice. So that's why I mentioned him. But apparently he cooks on a resort, and Charlie and the Bellamy's are cousins. Charlie is Brandon Bellamy's, who had a child, Kayla, with my cousin Melissa, who called the cops on me with her husband. Remember that? And so it's all interconnected. And they really, you want to talk about drugs. That's why I don't hang out with them. They make me nervous. Okay. These aren't your average people you'd run into maybe out in California or something on the beach, and all of a sudden you're just sitting around having a good time with a few guys and chilling. No, these are lifelong career criminal, and I'm sad about it. But when you start saying I might be an abuser of cats and you've been in prison for 25 times, and Ho likes you better than he likes me, and he's thinking about putting me on bow and arrows and butter knives, and y'all are like saying we don't like our cousin anymore because, yeah, well, you know what, Snip, go ahead. I don't care. I mean, it's public information. They could find it if they wanted to. And you're just too stupid to say that stuff inside a. And I'm not, and then I just, so Charlie's, I never met any of those guys up at Mille Lacs that I can remember. But then James, my good buddy, remember, wreck him. Remember that? Wreck him. Remember that guy? So he was staying in a house by New Hope Alano with a guy who apparently, I don't remember, I must have spent a lot of time with that guy as a, he was many years older. But we spent time at Twin Bay because we were up there for many years. Remember, I was fish fillet champion of the year for about 15, 20 years in a row, about this high. Get me my rapper off, man. I want to talk about 9-ball, man. I was like, all right, where's my money? I just got paid. We're going to play some pool. Get me a sausage pizza, extra cheese, and a Shirley Temple. Yeah. Okay. So I don't remember any of those guys, but apparently Charlie's connected up there somehow now with Brandon, who's dead. Who, remember, I always get it narrowed down to a couple stories. I'm not really buying the one about him getting run over by a semi, but hey, that guy could fix any car, Hey, I would have kept him around as a mechanic, but he apparently, I don't know, he made some half the kingdoms real mad, the ones with the binoculars or something. And that's the story they came up with because they have the kingdom. But apparently they're connected up there, and see, Charlie was in prison with Bobby, and they're all tweaked out on meth for the last 20 years. None of them sleep ever. And yeah, they make me nervous, I'll be honest. Because the people that sell that stuff, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the Kenny the Trucker type, Hells Angels kind of guys that are kind of pretty dangerous. Yeah. And they must probably, if anybody in this world serves Satan, it's probably them kind of guys. Yeah, they may. So yeah, I'm sorry. Some of my family makes me very nervous, especially when they start talking, saying I don't like cats and stuff, and I'm like probably my dad. If you ever saw my dad, you'd be like you'd probably call him a wussy, but he's Trump's brother. But when it comes to animals, you'd be like, is that the same guy? Like, why is he? What's wrong? He's like, why is he so nice to those animals? And then he's out back shooting somebody with Trump, on Fifth Avenue. Say, okay. You'd be like, no, I'm like the nicest person to animals that I ever was. Except when they get all weird and start talking about seed and black gloves and get me going at 44 years old. Will you sing for me, Nikki? I want to hear you go. One day, Nalu. And I do you one day, Nalu. Yeah. And then, by the way, I'm going to just show up and go, boom. Yeah, feels a little awkward. Okay. So, anyways, so somehow the Charlie up there, they're connected to the Bellamy's. What was it? Who's that one? The skinny one. The skinny Bellamy cousin that's was really good friends with Melissa too. Well, and Melissa knows everybody, right? Because, the drugs. But she was the stupidest one. She was stupid enough to think, hey, look, she couldn't figure out it was an undercover DA at Pavlitsky's. Maybe he was a little too good looking, probably. Probably maybe an undercover cop or something. Probably a little bit out of your, yeah, maybe. And now I'm really, really pissed because y'all are talking about me behind my back. Mm-hmm. And you're making stuff up, so I'm gonna go ahead. All right, let's talk about it. Let's just go put it all on the table then. Let's figure out who the deplorable really is. Let's figure out who the lost cause is, huh? But see, the problem we're running into is this drugs. These drugs are starting to infiltrate. I mean, remember the penis pump, Judge? Remember that one? Oh my goodness. The guy was going, he had one of those, he got like a federal charge. How many of those are going on? Literally in a courtroom, he's so high on methamphetamine or something, he's got a pump on his penis while he's talking to people. He's deciding who goes to prison or not. Do you wonder why I'm talking? How many of those do we got? I mean, I know it's just one case, but that the drugs have infiltrated to all areas of society now. Everyone is susceptible, and they're all covering up. You can pick your nose, you can pick your friends, but you can't pick your friend's nose. They're covering up a whole lot of crap, right? And so it's just easier. Well, you sure you don't want to put that dog down, Nick? I mean, that's evidence there. Maybe we ought to just frame you. I mean, you know quite a bit, and you're sober, and you're really not really into them drugs, not much. You liked a few naked ladies, sure, but nothing like any of these heathens out here. Mostly, if we're talking heathens, now we're not talking goody girls that never touched anything or good people that they're always on this. We're talking about who's a lost cause here now. Well, it'd just be easier to kind of keep things quiet and maybe bring the SWAT team out and shoot you, huh? I don't know, boys. What do you think? Is that a weapon or you want to hold my gun, Matthew? Well, I paint your coffee. Hey, hold my gun, little Matthew. So somehow they're connected. All those people that I knew that I didn't really know until recently, they're all connected somehow. Your friends knows, right? And they don't have a whole lot on me. Hardly nothing. Sure, I showed up a few times and did a little bit of that, did quite a bit of that, but I didn't hurt nobody and I didn't bother nobody for the most part. I'm not saying they like me, but I didn't do anything real bad. One, two, or three, maybe things my whole life. So if we're talking about lost cause here, yeah, I'm like on the top. I'm on the very, very top. Bad boy said he likes to be on top. Well, I'm on the top there. I can't never compete with goody girls and pastors' kids and people that never ever drank and smoked, but people that did a little bit and said, "Hey, I don't want to do that no more." Yeah, I'm pretty much I'm not the lost cause at all. So why this is all happening, other than the Bible, I don't know. It only takes a little leaven to leaven the whole lump. All you got to do is get a little Bobby, 25-time felon, who has the balls to run his little tiny testicles to run his mouth in a hospital about killing a cop and a black guy. If Ho don't get him off for the 50th time, and Ho's got a problem with me, something ain't right here. Something stinks. Something don't smell right. Okay. And I choose life and not death. And wow. See how amazing? I don't know. Maybe you're all hopped up on something, or you get that coffee going again. I'll tell you, there ain't nothing better than I went down for the count for a day there, and I rested. I feel, and then now maybe by the grace of God, maybe I can wake up tomorrow too, and I'm all refreshed. I got a fresh set of eyes, and I ask God to help me, and maybe I can come up with 60% because that's all I need. 60% of these equations, I'll try to throw something together and I'll come up. I mean, I got 3 days and I'm halfway decent at writing a paper. So if I don't do any more of these videos after tonight for a few days, maybe I can come up with some kind of another report, another freaking report that don't matter nothing except I want my degree. I want that piece of paper that says I sat and did this and did not rob houses. Okay? And I tried. So yeah, I want it. So maybe if I can do that, but it's amazing how much refreshed you feel if you just obey God. He said, work them, go, 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 drink all that coffee for 6 days, but when you hit that seventh, go ahead, take a break. And then you're going to get up and start annoying and pissing the hell out of people real fast again. Yeah, they're all. So, anyways, what was I? Yeah, so they're all connected. She's down in Lakeville. What? Alice is from Lakeville. Now this lady here next door is supposedly from Lakeville, and she's talking to the drunk lady with the guy playing the filthy dirty music in a subdivision. You know, it's one thing you want to be out there when out on the street, but you ought not come into the subdivision with that boo, 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 boo. You know, because I'm kind of like, I don't like that anymore, and it's stupid, and it's like really annoying me. You got to turn that off when you come in here. You know, hey, you want to drive around with the troopers and they don't stop you for it, fine, but can you please? There's a lot of kids and families and stuff. It's Sunday night, and we just want to relax, read the Bible. We don't want to hear boo 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 boo. And you can't hear anything. He's only doing it because he knows you can hear it going boo 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 boo, and he's going boo 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 boo, figuring out whose can he can go mess with next because he's already a felon, probably multi, maybe. Boo boo boo. Polar bears over there laughing. Go ahead. The priests, and so why did I mention that? Because I don't remember seeing any. I don't ever remember seeing Marvin the Martian or any of them up. I don't remember that guy talking to that guy as a kid. How many times did I eat at Aussie's? It's not even there anymore. Aussie's just down from Portside, right outside of aisle there. Prime rib dinner Saturday night, 20 years in a row. Breakfast every Saturday, Sunday morning. Lunch, dinner, probably too. Hundreds of times. In the back room with the prime rib. Y'all already know. I don't remember seeing Charlie and them Bellamy's up there. I don't know if that. I guess Charlie's dad. Then it must be his brother, or dad, or something. Charlie's uncle.
He's connected to them up there somewhere. I don't know, man. They're all connected somehow, and it ain't good. And I'm not the bad guy. And again, hey, look, if they ain't slept in like 20 years and they're in and out of prison, I mean, they're the ones you want to look after, not me. You ain't got to worry about me just 'cause I say hi to a couple girls after 20 years. Finally, got the old grandma, old Lois's grandson. Finally, got the gumption up to talk to a girl instead of, watching C-SPAN or something. The priests and Levites' duties. And the Lord said unto Aaron, Thou and thy sons and thy father's house with thee shall bear the iniquity of the sanctuary, and thou and thy sons with thee shall bear the iniquity of your priesthood, and thy brethren also of the tribe of Levi, the tribe of thy father, bring thou with thee, that they may be joined unto thee, and minister unto thee, but thou and thy sons with thee shall minister before the tabernacle of witness. And they shall keep thy charge, and the charge of all the tabernacle, only they shall not come nigh the vessels of the sanctuary and the altar, that neither they nor ye also die. And they shall be joined unto thee, and keep the charge of the tabernacle of the congregation for all the service of the tabernacle, and a stranger shall not come nigh unto you. And ye shall keep the charge of the sanctuary and the charge of the altar, that there be no wrath any more upon the children of Israel. And I, behold, I have taken your brethren, the Levites, from among the children of Israel. To you they are given as a gift for the Lord to do the service of the tabernacle of the congregation. Therefore thou and thy sons with thee shall keep your priest's office for everything of the altar and within the veil, and ye shall serve. I have given your priest's office unto you as a service of gift, and the stranger that cometh nigh shall be put to death. The priests and Levites shares. And the Lord spake unto Aaron, Behold, I also have given thee the charge of mine heave offerings of all the hallowed things of the children of Israel. Unto thee have I given them by reason of the anointing, and to thy sons by an ordinance for ever. This shall be thine of the most holy things, reserved from the fire every oblation of theirs, every meat offering of theirs, and every sin offering of theirs, and every trespass offering of theirs, which they shall render unto me, shall be most holy. For thee and for thy sons in the most holy place shalt thou eat it. Every male shall eat it. It shall be holy unto thee. And this is thine, the heave offering of their gift, with all the wave offerings of the children of Israel. I have given them unto thee, and to thy sons, and to thy daughters with thee, by a statute forever. Every one that is clean in thy house shall eat of it. And the best of the oil, and all the best of the wine, and of the wheat, the first fruits of them which they shall offer unto the Lord, them have I given thee. And whatsoever is first ripe in the land which they shall bring unto the Lord shall be thine. Every one that is clean in thine house shall eat of it. Everything devoted in Israel shall be thine, everything that openeth the matrix in all flesh. It's kind of interesting. You'll notice a lot of the words instead of womb, because matrix, we know that openeth the woman's womb. Strange, we're kind of in these end times, and this matrix is what they call this, right? There's no escape. Resistance is futile. Your only option is to go off the grid with these paranoid preppers with 10 jars of peanut butter, because every time I go up there, I can't get it. It's my favorite protein. Yeah. You're kind of paranoid, ain't you, Nick? Well, I don't know. Ever since that virus hit, I can't seem to locate that peanut butter. So when I see it and they got 5 or 10 of them, I'm like, hey, that's like $3 a piece. I can afford that. I'll get that. Let me get a few extra of them, please. The Matrix. Everything that openeth the Matrix in all flesh. Oh. 2 full days without coffee. Oh, that can you imagine what that cup of coffee? About the only thing better than that is half the kingdom, pretty much. Huh? Hot cup of coffee. Ooh, oh, money. And you're like, 2 days, that thing's gonna send you right to the moon, boy. And you're like, oh yeah, I'm ready to do this. Hey, you got some Excel there? Let me figure this thing out. This thing's only gonna take me a couple of hours. Oh, because I took that little nap there for that. Ooh, mommy, let's go. Everything that openeth the matrix in all flesh, which they bring unto the Lord, whether it be of men or beasts, shall be thine. Nevertheless, the firstborn of man shalt thou surely redeem, and the firstling of unclean beasts shalt thou redeem. And those that are to be redeemed from a month old shalt thou redeem, according to thine estimation, for the money of 5 shekels, after the shekel of the sanctuary. That's got to be my favorite term of any term in the Bible. Well, it's up there. It's in the top 3 for sure. It's one of my favorites. Oh, yeah. We're going to the shekel of the sanctuary. We're about to get down. We're going to the downs in the shekel of the sanctuary. I mean, that ought to be a song right there. Milk and honey. Shekel of the sanctuary. Oh, Nicky boy, you're going to the shekel of the sanctuary. Oh, Nicky boy. Oh, yeah. The shekel of the sanctuary. Come on, you can't. Hey, when you hear something, I gotta see. I'm too old to use the word cool, right? It's like after 28, there's nothing cool anymore. Like you got in order for you gotta be like 28 and under, according to Marcus Casa. Once after 28, that IROC you're riding around in it, you kind of like all the guys basically look the same. Yeah. So here you're like, but hey, I'm heading for the shekel of the sanctuary, boys. You want to go? And you're like, hey, which is 20 giras. But the firstling of a cow, or the firstling of a sheep, or the firstling of a goat, thou shalt not redeem. They are holy. Thou shalt sprinkle their blood upon the altar, and shalt burn their fat for an offering made by fire, for a sweet savour unto the Lord. See, now that guy, I'll bet you. Remember the territory boss for Butcher Bob? I was really surprised because he would be like a guy that would probably be like a Marcus, kind of know everybody, kind of popular, kind of know all the guys in the business and that, and pretty much kind of one of the lieutenant guys, right? So I mean, because if you're the territory boss, you're kind of like a lieutenant. And I'm thinking when he wouldn't help me after my story, I just couldn't believe it. Like, what do you think about me, man? Because what is not worth your time to understand that I did everything possible to make that Liberty safe, right? I mean, I couldn't have put any other precautions in except take it out a chainsaw and cut the door big enough, and then put a tarp up there for a while till I got old James to come in here and put me a new window in. I mean, there's nothing more I could have done. It wasn't my fault. And then when that territory, I'll get his name if you really want me to. I can find it. I got it written down somewhere. I saved it. I save anything important like that. I got it somewhere. I just can't find it. Okay. And I'm saying, you treated me that way. Yeah.
I'll bet you if you knew I knew, if he knew, I'll bet you if Marcus Carlson would have gave him a call, he'd have fixed that real fast. You see. You know, when I couldn't believe it that he business. If America's that bad, when I tell you a story that good, and your best thing is, this is the best thing he could come up with. I don't think I can make you happy. And I'm thinking, you're a liar. It's going to be bad debt, and you're going to have to eat it. And that's part of being a territory boss sometimes. And instead of putting it on me, you put it on Butcher Bob or your next guy. And you said, look, if you get a guy talking to me about not scratching his safe for 500 hours, you better not scratch that safe. Yeah, instead of telling me you can't. No, remember, you used to be like, instead of telling me you can't, you don't think you can make me happy because it's going to cost you a little of that this time, part of being a territory boss, you say, well, I'm going to make, you know what? I'm going to do anything it takes to make you happy, even if it costs me a little bit. Remember that in America before we sent all our phone jobs over to North Libya? You don't remember because you're about the same age as that gal that can't even remember when you couldn't even ducks are coming. You couldn't even say a peep in a library, but she's calling the cops on me because she's walking around a weirdo looking at porn in front of kids. And the territory boss, he's probably about that age. He can't remember what good old fashioned customer service is. But it's convenient because it must be right out of the Communist Manifesto playbook. That's all I can think of. Because if you were honest, and it would take you a while, especially to sort through. That's why I said I'm going to start to. Most of this is just surveillance evidence. Not that it would do any good, but at least it'll make somebody think twice before coming in here with a cannon. Most of these are going to have to do with something, Bible reading, right? If you listen to all of it, it'll all make sense for you. Forget about me being annoying, little antsy, won't be quiet, kind of a prick. Forget all that. Just be objective and look at the facts and the evidence. Okay? Not my garbage, the evidence. The overall, the entirety of it. From when I was born. Because apparently, if you can't get a territory boss to make things right on that, I mean, there is something else going on. There just is. If he know all that, either America is done, it's done as we knew it, and that's why our jobs hurt. I mean, we drove the ship, the port side, pontoon into the beach, and she ain't going nowhere. And this is it. And we got a good 20 years left until they turn us into Venezuela, I guess. And I guess maybe that's where we're at. Because again, there's more. They're only working these goon hit squads so fast, right? These Georgia guideposts, Bill Gates, depopulation, FEMA camp, whatever it is, baby parts. The population is still increasing and jobs is decreasing. So that means the only answer is what? You got it, socialism. Unless you figure out how to kill a bunch of people, or, I don't know, because your average guy cannot program a computer, and it only takes a few of them to run the whole thing. You only need a few territory bosses and a few guys like that turning that iPad. For the sake of argument, this is what they're going to say. I guarantee it. I already admitted, right? I said I went in there because Tom doesn't use email. I set it up so I could, just like at a doctor's office, if he needed help. So what are you going to do? So you learn from you're kind of a smart guy, right, Nick? Average, B plus kind of guy. So what are you going to do to prevent this? Well, the only thing I can possibly think that is which I couldn't get him to do. That's why I did that. Is sit him down and create a new email at Gmail and have him sitting in front of that so the camera, the voice, and camera detection system doesn't flag the system where it thinks the laptop is stolen. That's the only possible, other than Tiny Timmy. I've got it down to 2 here. And I'm still pretty sure, even though they could use that one, I talked to them on the phone. They knew that laptop was not stolen. So that's the only thing I can think of is to make sure there's nothing in there with anybody, because it's made for him to meet with his doctors and do a little check email and a little, every once in a while, Tiny Timmy might check in and see if he's still alive. Do we have to do a welfare check? Is one of our guys, one of our veterans here? Is he sick? Do we still hear noise in the background once in a while? Hey, but there was no reason to lock it up, and he know that. So I guess that's what we'll do. We'll have him, if I can get him to sit down for a couple hours, but I can't get that remote out of his hand long enough to get him to even do it. So that's why I did it for him. Like I've done it for 20 years because he asked me to. Because he don't want to sit on the phone. He don't want to play with it. Just like I really don't even want to do these videos. I just soon get off of here forever too. So this is, I didn't say you cared. I said it's the truth. So you say, well, Nicky boy, sure. And if you're ever looking in, that's another one I should do separate. There's only so many places you can get tutoring that's reputable. With tutoring online, kids, all roads lead to Rome. Yeah. Remember them? There's like 15 websites. They're owned by the same company. And if you got one of these and you're telling people around the world, they're not going to help you. So you're down to one. And sure, if you got 2 to 3 weeks ahead, give them a little lead time, you can probably get a few hours of help here and there. But not during midterms and finals, and because they're busy and they're working, and they don't really like you either. So you said, so I didn't have time to plan because I didn't see this coming at all. Oh gosh, this doggy, I swear. Man, it's tough to say no to this doggy here. I mean, this doggy's going to end up weighing about 50 pounds. I mean, I cannot say no to this doggy here. She's going to get a little bit of what I'm eating. You know, and I really hope you believe me. It's the truth. It's near impossible. What I may have to do a legal name change again. You know, not because I don't want people to kill me. I don't want people to know I'm because I really just want to live a quiet life. I know it was never my intent. I told you I already tried to call a couple girlfriends. When women are done, they're done. It don't matter how good or bad it was. They're done. And so it was never my intention to reconcile with any friends or anything other than to stay alive and just tell my story. But I'm thinking I'm going to have to move to a small town, change my name. Maybe, I don't know, something like that, because obviously everyone's going to hate my guts. So, but I'm telling the truth. Only because I was forced to tell my story. No, I gave you girls a treat. No. Nope. I can't believe my dad actually thought that I would be interested in a job in Hollywood. That one I just can't believe. That one really makes me wonder. You got to figure that one out after about 5 minutes talking to me. And the last place I'm getting a job is where Brad Pitt is. Okay. Yeah, right. I just got done telling my dad about bow and arrows and butter knives, and he thinks I'm going to go work in Hollywood. I mean, maybe I would come and stay with my dad on his property, but I'm not going anywhere near Hollywood. Did I tell this story? Oh man, I'll tell that one too. Anyways, all right. All right, so I'm in a little better mood. I feel like, man, I can't believe how tired I was. I was just so tired. And that Sabbath refreshed me. That Sabbath rest. That's all. Where was I now? I just gotta start over. I can't remember where it was, so I'm just gonna read and I'm not gonna talk now. But the firstling of a cow, or the firstling of a sheep, or the firstling of a goat. I know I already read this, but I don't remember where it was. Thou shalt not redeem, they are holy. Thou shalt sprinkle their blood upon the altar, and shalt burn their fat for an offering made by fire for a sweet savour unto the Lord, and the flesh of them shall be thine, as the wave breast and as the right shoulder are thine. All the heave offerings of the holy things which the children of Israel offer unto the Lord have I given thee and thy sons and thy daughters with thee by a statute forever. You know that statute? I lied. I'm going to talk because I'm circling the word. I'll remember where I was. Statute. Remember that thing I had to dig up? Remember, because we were on the dream team together. Me and Anthony Edward Ho. It was actually we was actually a lawyer team because he was the one who had the license. He could get in front of the judge and like keep me from going to prison. But I was the one who had to do the research. I had to dig into the statutes. It is a covenant of salt forever before the Lord unto thee and to thy seed with thee. And the Lord spake unto Aaron, Thou shalt have no inheritance in their land, neither shalt thou have any part among them. I am thy part and thine inheritance among the children of Israel. And behold, I have given the children of Levi all the tenth in Israel for an inheritance for their service which they serve, even the service of the tabernacle of the congregation. Neither must the children of Israel henceforth come nigh the tabernacle of the congregation, lest they bear sin and die. We read all this. But the Levites shall do the service of the tabernacle of the congregation, and they shall bear their iniquity. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations, that among the children of Israel they have no inheritance. But the tithes of the children of Israel, which they offer as an heave offering unto the Lord, I have given to the Levites to inherit. Therefore I have said unto them, among the children of Israel they shall have no inheritance. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Thus speak unto the Levites, and say unto them, When ye take of the children of Israel the tithes which I have given you from them for your inheritance, then ye shall offer up an heave offering of it for the Lord, even a tenth part of the tithe. And this your heave offering shall be reckoned unto you as though it were the corn of the threshing floor, and as the fullness of the winepress. Thus ye also shall offer an heave offering unto the Lord of all your tithes, which ye receive of the children of Israel, and ye shall give thereof the Lord's heave offering to Aaron the priest. Out of all your gifts ye shall offer every heave offering of the Lord of all the best thereof, even the hallowed part thereof out of it. Therefore thou shalt say unto them, When ye have heaved the best thereof from it, then it shall be counted unto the Levites as the increase of the threshing floor, and as the increase of the winepress. And ye shall eat it in every place, ye and your households, for it is your reward for your service in the tabernacle of the congregation. And ye shall bear no sin by reason of it, when ye have heaved from it the best of it, neither shall ye pollute the holy things of the children of Israel, lest ye die. Let me see here. So we're in, we got, 17. So we got one more chapter, and then we can tomorrow morning. I'm gonna get another good night's sleep, and I will get up probably nice and early, ready to go, fired up, ready to go Monday morning. We got to start figuring out who's coming and going again. Real quick, about 2:30 or so, right in there, right there. Okay, so we'll do that. We'll read our Bible. We'll get caught up on the New Testament, and we'll get going real quick. We'll leave it all on the court. We're gonna get up there and shoot a couple free throws and see what we can't do with some of this Excel. Get us up to 60% because we don't even care. Hey, we're willing to be a C plus kind of guy on this one. You know what I mean? Let's just get her done. Get her done. Yeah. All right. So I got one more chapter here, chapter 19 of Numbers, purifying an unclean person. And the Lord spake unto Moses and unto Aaron, saying, This is the ordinance. Ordinance. You know that. Oh, and we got one of those ordinances too. We got that, and usually you're not allowed to go. Actually, the ordinance is like, don't mess with your neck when you're a felon and you do this and your mamas are drunk. That we usually have this ordinance that you don't bother the neighbor guy across the street in his can unless the polar bear knows the task force and he does a little that there. Yeah, and he says it's all right. Then we don't have an ordinance, do we? No. Okay, that makes sense. Oh, you mean the ordinance where really when you're outside screaming and the other guy's doing the same thing, we don't make up a whole story and bring in a Tri-County SWAT team on you just because we want to put you on bow and arrows and butter knives because remember Shannon, she's still after you. Yeah, we call that disorderly conduct. We don't call that terroristic threats. No. This is the ordinance of the law which the Lord hath commanded, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, that they bring thee a red heifer without spot. Oh, y'all remember I started Google the red heifer, y'all. You think Dudley gets excited when he hears the crappies are biting out on Medicine Lake? Jared Kushner, he starts getting pretty excited when they tell him, hey, we got this red heifer. We don't know. We think we might have seen one little white hair. We're not sure, but we got another one right. Oh, we think that one's perfect. Oh, Jared, boy, he's getting about excited as them crappies starting to bite out on Medicine Lake with old Dudley there. See? Yeah, Google that. Speak unto the children of Israel, that they bring thee a red heifer without spot, wherein is no blemish, and upon which never came yoke. And ye shall give her unto Eleazar the priest, that he may bring her forth without the camp. And one shall slay her before his face. And Eleazar the priest shall take of her blood with his finger, and sprinkle of her blood directly before the tabernacle of the congregation 7 times. And one shall burn the heifer in his sight, her skin, and her flesh, and her blood. With her dung shall he burn. And the priest shall take cedar wood, and hyssop, and scarlet, and cast it into the midst of the burning of the heifer. And the priest shall wash his clothes, and he shall bathe his flesh in water, and afterward he shall come into the camp. And the priest shall be unclean until the even, and he that burneth her shall wash his clothes in water, and bathe his flesh in water, and shall be unclean until the even. And a man that is clean shall gather up the ashes of the heifer, and lay them up without the camp in a clean place, and it shall be kept for the congregation of the children of Israel, for a water of separation. It is a purification for sin. And he that gathereth the ashes of the heifer shall wash his clothes and be unclean until the even, and it shall be unto the children of Israel and unto the stranger that sojourneth among them for a statute forever. He that toucheth the dead body of any man shall be unclean 7 days. Boy, they like them sevens, don't they? 7 days in a week, sevens all over the place. 7 times 77 is 7. Bing, 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 bing. He shall purify himself with it on the 3rd day, and on the 7th day he shall be clean. But if he purify not himself the 3rd day, then the 7th day he shall not be clean. Whosoever toucheth the dead body of any man that is dead, and purifieth not himself, defileth the tabernacle of the Lord, and that soul shall be cut off from Israel, because the water of separation was not sprinkled upon him. He shall be unclean, his uncleanness is yet upon him. This is the law when a man dieth in a tent. Now, we didn't say igloo, we said tent. Oh, Den of Dragons is like you got to build a tent. And I'm thinking, I don't want to build a tent. Paul was a tent maker. I don't want to make tents. I'll make an igloo up there where the fishing's real good. If you get old half the kingdom on the horn with that dress bouncing off the ground and she get them sticks out, then we can talk about making a tent. This is the law when a man dieth in a tent, all that come into the tent. And all that is in the tent shall be unclean 7 days. And every open vessel which hath no covering bound upon it is unclean, and whosoever toucheth one that is slain with a sword in the open fields, or a dead body, or a bone of a man, or a grave, shall be unclean 7 days. And for an unclean person they shall take of the ashes of the burnt heifer of purification for sin, and running water shall be put thereto in a vessel. And a clean person shall take hyssop, and dip it in the water, and sprinkle it upon the tent, and upon all the vessels, and upon the persons that were there, and upon him that touched a bone, or one slain, or one dead, or a grave. And a clean person shall sprinkle upon the unclean on the 3rd day, and on the 7th day. And on the 7th day he shall purify himself, and wash his clothes, and bathe himself in water, and shall be clean at even. But the man that shall be unclean, and shall not purify himself, that soul shall be cut off from among the congregation, because he hath defiled the sanctuary of the Lord, not the shekel of the sanctuary. I gotta make a song. The shekel of the sanctuary. Oh, me and half the kingdom, we're going to the shekel of the sanctuary. We're going to do the congregation of the what? We're going to the congregation of the Lord. Oh, yeah, you already know. Taking you, girl, to the shekel of the sanctuary. The shekel of the sanctuary. Yeah. I'm going to take you, girl, to the shekel of the sanctuary. Hey. Oh, no. Hey, come here. Girl, come here, girl. It's okay. The water of separation hath not been sprinkled upon him. He is unclean, and it shall be a perpetual. Now we're getting back into accounting, folks. Perpetual. That's right. See, I can't even remember my accounting terms now. Periodic. That's right. We do the first in, first out. Remember all that? Three of them. We got perpetual and periodic inventory systems. We don't use the periodic. The periodic was only used for cash purposes pretty much, and we don't have because they're trying to get rid of that, right? Because in order to get us on this here, remember that. Don't believe all that baloney about there'll always be a black market. There'll always be no, not if it's all coming out of one warehouse. And they're driving them semis underneath the ground now. And you got little tiny Timmy deciding whose laptop is going to be turned on or not. They got to get you off that periodic system. That we got to have that perpetual going all the time, like Las Vegas, 24/7, because we got to get that in you. And if we got any cash left, it's going to be 50. Yo, you want a loaf of bread? A whole wheelbarrow of them $50 bills. I can still do that. I can get you one loaf of bread. Otherwise, you got to have that there. You got one of them right here on your. Nope, ain't got one of them. And I ain't going into the woods either. I'm gonna find my own river. Look, okay. All right. So you say, okay. Perpetual and periodic. Then we got FIFO and LIFO. Oh, see now. But you want to talk about getting all excited like the crappies are biting out on Medicine Lake. Oh, now you start doing all this kind of talk here, and I might start getting all excited again. Oh, weighted average. Where's mommy? Somebody get mommy on the phone, would you? Where's mommy at? All right. So, and it shall be a perpetual statute unto them that he that sprinkleth the water of separation shall wash his clothes, and he that toucheth the water of separation shall be unclean until even. And the soul that toucheth it shall be unclean until even. So you say, oh, here we go again. He says it's going to be right here. No, it's that rest. It's that simple. It's that rest. I mean, I was with all that going on, having to tell all these true stories. You know, on Facebook it says tell your story. I think usually when you say, well, if somebody's telling us, like in the past, where we was growing up, that didn't necessarily mean if you were sitting by the campfire and somebody telling a story with the flashlight, they're passing around the small. Maybe you got half the kingdom on your lap, maybe a beer going. Somebody's wait, somebody's telling a story. And you're like, don't necessarily mean it was true, but these are all true, see. And I bet you all there's a lot of people out there. At least I ain't that guy. Okay, for sure. But it might save my life. Maybe. So you say, no, it's that rest. And then, we got our hope. The hope, remember the hope? There was no hope about 3 hours ago. The hope was gone. I gave up. I was ready. And then all of a sudden, God said, "What is? Wait a minute now here. We try that one. We'll go. Okay, we're back to us. We got a hairline fracture. We got a hairline fracture of hope. All of a sudden, we got some energy. We're feeling all right. We didn't do any of this. We don't like this. We really don't like this. Those are my favorite ones to light up. Oh, what I'm like Shannon out there, just looking for them guys, just waiting for one of them to go by. All right, and so you're like, okay, And you're like, all right, well, so you're back. So God, the rest, His Word, the nourishment of God, and then all of a sudden God will give you a little bit of, the road, just like the road to Damascus, or like it's like God parting the Red Sea. Old Moses with his staff, just letting, and we're just gonna walk right through. Yeah, yeah. So, anyways, I mean, actually, it's only 8:45. Now, most guys are like they got the crack pipe remote going. Like, try to get the remote out of a guy's hand. Forget the football and all. It's like trying to take a crack pipe from somebody that's addicted to crack cocaine or something. Like, try to get them to put their mute on so you can get 5 minutes worth of talking, something other than what all, because all that don't matter in 10,000 years. But remember that thing we got called family? We used to sit down and eat dinner together. Hey, can I get 5 minutes? Can you put that remote crack pipe down for 5 minutes, sir? Sir, please step away from the remote control. For your family, you remember them people? Would you do that? You're like, no. Going to the downs. Hey, I'll just put this over here for feature half the kingdom, just so she knows I'm waiting for her. I know she out there somewhere. I already got the ring, honey. I already got mine. We just gotta get yours. Okay? See? And you're like, oh, okay. Yeah, so I'm not like on that TV. Unless like half the kingdom's like, honey, come sit right next to me and hold my hand and let's watch this forensic crime investigation unit from over in North Libya. I'm like, yeah, let's do that. Otherwise, I'm not getting here, and I'm like, it's 8:47. I might even be able to get all caught up on that Bible, that New Testament. What do you think? Huh? I want to get something to drink. I mean, because technically I got an hour and 10 minutes. Because you remember, I'm a professional. Everybody don't everybody don't believe that. I know I'm a little emotional sometimes, but been going through a lot. And remember, I was raised by 5 women primarily, 5 very neurotic women. hmm Some pioneer women, but hey, they're women and neurotic. I know all women are a little neurotic, but these are a little even more. Okay, so you got to cut me a little slack here. I'm doing the best. Hey, and you say, well, I got till about 10 o'clock before got it's quiet time. Remember? The ducks are coming. They might be here. Oh, hey, shh, shh. Yeah. So I say, hey, what's going to matter in 10,000 years? That TV program or this Bible, this word here, right here? I'm thinking this word. Yeah. So let's see where we at. I ain't gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. I'm going to bed. That's enough reading. I'll catch up with it in the morning. Okay.
What I'm gonna do though is almost say, hey, so he wanna do what? 6 to what? He gonna hook me up at 7. Nice. Okay. All right. Well, anyways, that was quite a session. I'm down to, I'm kind of, what do they call that? Anal retentive or something? Like, I like to end on, I'm already at 36, so I'll cut it off at 3 this time. So I might make a few concluding comments before I turn the surveillance camera back on and kind of call it a night, I think. Wind down, get a nice early bed, do some prayers, see if I can get that guy off that crack remote pipe for 5 minutes, say goodnight to the man, because he's up in his 80s. I mean, he's getting close to 80, and so they mostly like to be left alone. It don't matter how much of this here they got. They just kind of like to be alone. They're like, I just want to be left alone. And you're like, okay, 5 minutes a day. So kind of like that elevator thing with Big Don, except you only got 5 seconds to convince me or I'm never talking to you again. Well, actually, I think it's safe to have some coffee tomorrow because I had the breakthrough. Because I didn't have to I had to take some of these here the first about every 12 hours. Usually it goes 3 days, but I don't need one of these. My headache went away. And so now I feel like I'm back in control, right? I control my vessel. I control my mind. That coffee doesn't control me. It's very, you like it. It sure is addicting, that caffeine. But I could live if I had to. I could live without it right now, right? And I don't have a headache, so I know. So I know the tide has turned where I'm making the choice, right? I'm going to decide if I want that coffee or not. That coffee is not going to make the decision for me. You know what I mean? And since I don't have a headache, I know I'm the one saying, hey, maybe I want a couple days. Oh, that coffee there, that'll taste pretty good. That'll work for a few days. Maybe we ought to take a little extra look here before we throw in the towel on that XL completely, right? Yeah. Because we don't want half the kingdom to give up on us either, right? She the most important. So we want to keep trying, because we don't want her to be like, I'm done. Like, if you won't even try, so you're like, oh, well, okay, honey, I'll do anything for you. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, but it tells us family, blood will not necessarily. I'm not saying it doesn't in a lot of cases, but it can mean. The Bible warns us: you're just because you're blood family, father against son, mother against daughter, goes all the way down the line. Daughter against father, But hey, I mean, but then it could be really good too, I suppose. But you got to be aware. Okay, got to be aware. Like the Bulbies and the Melissas, they they could turn on you like a couple of snakes up in that corner there. Even though you pissed the bed with them for years, you all fell asleep, all four you out on the right out there where you never used to lock the doors. You ran around for hours and hours every weekend, and you're thinking, "This is how you're gonna do me? That's how you're gonna talk to your boy, your oldest cousin? That's how you're gonna do me, man?" Nah. So whatever, whatever's clever. You're just like, you're just like. Yep. Okay. Well, ignorant sin. Yeah. I was meeting with this guy. Where did they come from? He was like came from an Orthodox Jewish family, and he must have been in like the FBI or something down in where is it? Tennessee. He was in for a while. Where was he? Because I almost tried to. I was actually going to stop by the congregation. I'll think of it. And his wife was from Minnesota somewhere, and they met, and they were sort of like a messianic, but man, they could. There was never very many people, and they could never keep anybody. I don't know why they. It was almost kind of cultish, but he didn't feel comfortable. Malachi on Pal Talk, he's still Shabbat. One in Messiah. One in Messiah, Messianic. Now, I really, really like that guy, man. I know he's super smart, really successful businessman from New York City, had a bunch of businesses, sold them, and then tried to, like, I think he was going to start some, like, kibbutz or something in Tennessee or something. Then they might have went over to, there's somewhere down that way. Because when I was down at the Ark, I was thinking about looking up one of Messiah, but I just didn't have time. And they were always so strict and mean, like one little question and she would fly out the handle. I swear. There was just there for me there's always been something a little off with those messianic congregations. I don't understand. And I really liked them because he knew the Old Testament, and he would do videos, and he had this pin. I could never focus in enough to read it, but you could tell it was some sort of law enforcement, and it was more of it was a pin of something. I don't know. It was more of like, "Hi, I know the county sheriff." It was something, uh, something of some sort. Maybe he worked in the sheriff's department. I don't know, but he worked in some. So there's no doubt that guy was. And I really liked him, and I enjoyed listening to his talks of the Old Testament.
and he was an Orthodox Jew that kind of believed in Messiah, but he left out parts of the New Testament, and I don't know. They just didn't have. I guess I was too stupid for them too, because they got. If I'd ask one question, they'd get so angry, and then oh God, if I had to ask twice, they would just get furious, and so they didn't have any patience with me. That was actually one of my favoriteest rooms, even though you would see people come and go on Pal Talk, like they've been there and they're still there, but I just felt so stupid around them, and they had a whole bunch of people that would come and they would leave and go start their own room. They could never keep anybody. And to me, like, there's something going on. Exactly. Just like you'd say, well, Camber, how come is it just because you're an only child? You never made any long lasting friendships? I don't know. But they're seriously, it's like people would move on from that room. I mean, I don't know what, but they're always there. And they actually had a building, and she was really successful in like business, which you can tell. She likes her cigarettes. I think Malachi made her quit. Maybe did a little bit of that way back. Malachi made her stop that. But they've been married, and I don't know if they had any kids. But I really like those people. I forgot her name. But that was one of the very first rooms 10, 11 years ago I'd go into on Saturdays. And so that's kind of where the whole kosher and kind of trying to balance Jesus with the Old Testament. With when you meet a really smart guy like Malachi, who obviously is an expert in Old Testament, he was raised Hebrew school, Torah school, and all that. You're like, this guy knows what he's talking about, if anybody does. And now he's trying to incorporate Jesus or Messiah, one in Messiah. He's tying this all to the Old Testament, like he's like one of the only few on the entire planet that can even begin to convince anybody that it's possible. Because remember, those other 25 million chain smoking rabbis will have nothing to do with it. And you're like, okay, well, this is interesting. This is like C-SPAN instead of playing Super Mario Brothers, right? I'm like, I want to listen to this, but it's really hard to understand. I need the preacher woman to hold my hand and help me. And I'm like, so I start listening to that or listening to those guys, but then I see these people leaving, and I'm going, it's not just me they're mad at or get angry or run off. It's everybody. And I'm thinking, it don't matter how smart you are. Like she would talk. She had some pretty heavy duty. I don't know. I don't know if it was an accounting comptroller or anything like that, but she was definitely up in the executive office of a few large corporations. So she's smart, business and all that. Probably went to a very, very good school. So I'm not bad mouthing. I'm just saying that people would leave, and I felt I could never. I don't know. They always seemed angry at me, and I just wanted to listen to the service. But it got so uncomfortable, I finally stopped going. I see their room. I saw their room there still, even to the day when I left, or right around. So, but anyways, Father God, thank you for this rest on the Sabbath. Thank you for this time in your Word. Thank you for checking in. Thank you for this glimmer of hope that maybe there's still possibly a way out, Father God. That your will, even though, and help me remember not to get too carried away, Lord, in my emotions, and that the world is watching. Half the kingdom is watching. Everybody's watching. We're in a matrix now, and we're all in this together. And there's AI monitoring things, Lord, and so you really can't hide anyways. But not that you'd want to. But Lord, that just keep my behavior and keep it right here. Help me keep it right there, Lord. Let your will be done, Father God. And once again, I pray for half the kingdom out there, that she have low anxiety, and that she would have peace that passes all understanding, and that she would have patience, and that any naysayers that would come against her,
that we bind them in Jesus' name, Father God, and we summon a holy host of angels to be round about us as a hedge of protection, like a wall of fire that the devil and his demons cannot penetrate. That these angels are perpetually round about us. Um, that you give us supernatural protection in Jesus Christ Almighty name, Amen. So, uh, yeah, I am. I'm gonna go now. And all you're going to get now till in the morning is pure surveillance and audio. You're not going to be getting, well, you're going to pick up on the occasional me yelling at my dog to be quiet. Or I might go up and try to get that guy off his remote control crack pipe for 5 minutes just to tell him I love him still and hope he's all right. And if he needs, does he want a glass of water, or does he need me to do anything for him before he goes back to his remote control crack pipe? So, oh yeah, try to take that out of. Try to touch that thing. I dare you. Go up there and try to touch that guy's remote control. It'll be like you went into a crack house with a stack of them Bibles to pass out to like get one of them, and like you went to go like, hey, here, just set that crack pipe over there, and they're like, no, give me back my crack pipe, and he don't touch my remote. My crack pipe. Yeah. But anyways, so I might do that, and I'm gonna go get some good rest now. But hope you enjoyed the Word of God. I hope you I had a few small little stories in there, a couple comments, 3 hours, but I didn't talk since what, Friday afternoon. I mean, I was oh yeah. But anyways, y'all take care. And again, if nobody's told you they love you today, I love you. I really do. Even if you're my enemies, I'm praying for my enemies now. Uh, According to that video there, that the numbers are going. There's not a whole lot anybody can do about it, at least yet. And God willing, I'll be back in the morning if God allows me to wake up. And y'all come back, you hear? Mm-hmm. And, oh, Daddy, I hope Daddy's not like. I'm not trying to be rude, but this is a lot more serious than. I tried to explain some of this to Daddy, and he's just like, I don't want to listen to it. And I'm thinking, well, yeah, you need to. You're my dad. If anybody needs to hear it, it's my dad yet. Either that or you're in on it. You're not. Daddy wouldn't be in on it. Daddy wouldn't be like Jacob bringing me to the altar, and then at the last minute, God says, "No, hold on. You got that desk all warmed up for me, boy? I'm on my way." You didn't throw that out too, did we know you like to throw stuff out sometimes. You didn't throw out away my desk, did you? No. He's like, all right, well, I'm pretty much. You remember I thought I had two of them white ball. I'm pretty sure I'm down to one white ball. I know I got one white ball left. I thought it was maybe two, but I made a couple. I'm pretty sure it's only one now, little buddy. So yeah, you pretty much got to keep doing what you're doing there, buddy. And I don't. I got this white ball, and you got that desk there. And if I need to, yes, Daddy. Maybe one day we'll be able to play a little. We'll go out there and pretend like we're playing with them sticks at least. If nothing else, we can ride around in them kites and look for a few balls or something. Pretend like we're making a couple swings along the way or something. I don't know. Sure, we can maybe try that. We can still going to the downs. We can still go to the downs. Hey, I got some nickel slots.
We'll have the kingdom might get me in to play some nickel slots on her birthday. I might go to the Downs. I might have to go there once before you die. And I just you can just go ahead and let Leslie know I'm not interested in getting in that water. Now, if y'all want to take a walk on the beach, I don't want to go surfing. I'm cool with my shoes on, socks and shoes on, walking on the beach. That's cool. That's as far as I'm interested in. Oh, I got some turkey there. Anyways, it really is serious, folks. This is life and death, and it the world and chasing the things in the world. Sometimes we get, and if according to the Bible, if you're in that too much and you're not one of God's people, you're not really gonna know. You're either gonna think this sounds crazy, or you're gonna want people to think it's crazy, or whatever. But truly, at the end of the day, you got to think about, did what I do matter in 10,000 years? Am I going to heaven or hell? That's really what it is. I don't know. It's probably between you and God. It seems to vary. God is like a woman, kind of. It seems to be that God has different parameters, with different people at different levels. And when God is done, God is done. And you don't, again, it can be too late. And you could be thinking everything's fine. You got money, you got this, you got a nice job, do that. And then all of a sudden, they can pull your card, put your candle out. And here come the old snuffer. So I guess that's, whatever. If that's Hashem, all right, we can still work with that. Or Jesus Christ, hey, Jesus Christ. But then if you can't get into that, hey, Hashem, oh, okay. Well, remember that? There's like our only friends left. So, well, yeah. All right, I'll see y'all later. Take care. And, yeah.